Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium here in beautiful Palm Springs, California. Josh Sperber here with Andres Tejeda, and we have another California Winter League baseball game for you this afternoon. It is a beautiful and crisp 70 degrees outside as the first pitch is thrown by Bryce Foster in a battle of the 11s here. Killian Bloat at the plate and playing in right field for the Oregon Lumberjacks, who come in today undefeated, winning their first game and the league's first game of this 2022 season. 1-1 the count now to Bloat. Bloat, who did play a big part in that 11-6 victory over the Alberta Grizzly. And Bryce Foster is working really quickly, but Bloat sends that one way foul. Adrian Russ will follow up Killian Bloat, and he is playing at the shortstop position. Christian Kazemka will bat third. He was 3 for 4, only player on the Jacks who played the entire first game against the Grizzlies as the 1-2 fastball goes high. Count evens up at 2-2. Dontavius Dickey will get his first start and play in left field. Drew Thomas moving down the lineup a little bit to the 5 spot and playing third base. Omar Ortiz Vasquez starting the game in the catching spot. Had the fastest average pop-up time as we did our drills on Thursday. And a little workout before some MLB and Independent League baseball skips. Kane Ruiz is getting a start and playing in center field, batting 7th. Jesse Russo, who recently signed a contract with the Frontier League's New Jersey Jackals, is going to be batting 8th. And Killian Bloat is no longer going to be batting. He goes down looking. First batter that Bryce Foster sees in the Cal Winter League is a strikeout. Fastball way high for ball 4. Sorry, I thought Bloat struck out. It looks like a ball was called there. That 2-2 pitch. And that is a walk now. So Bloat thought he was struck out, but it was a walk. He made his move back to the dugout after that 2-2 pitch. And then, so Jesse Russo's batting 8th, and then batting 9th is Jeremy McKenzie, who will be DHing. And a well-hit ball goes up the middle from Adrian Russ, and it's a base hit. Bloat, round second, slides safely into third as Russ heads back to first base with a no-out single. So first 2 players reach for the Jacks. And Adrian Russ is standing on first with a guy who probably had the best game for the Jacks. He played the entirety of their season opening win, went 3 for 4 with a couple of RBIs. Kazemka DH that first game. He'll be making his 2022 Cal Winter League debut in the field. And that one is hit high in the air into shallow left field. The shortstop, Keaton, is running to make the play. The left fielder slides. Keaton holds off. The player makes the catch. Throws to first to check on the runner. Going in from third is Bloat, and Bloat is gunned down by the first baseman, Patrick Metzler, making a big throw to home plate to get Killian Bloat, who could not sneak that one past the Jacks.
Yeah, that was a real heads-up play by the first baseman there after the pop fly to the shortstop. Bloat had a thought of trying to catch him off guard on the toss back into the infield, but just no cigar there and keeping it scoreless early.
And the first pitch is hit on in the air into center field. Thinking about going to third is Adrian Russ, but it's a 2-out single for Dontavius Dickey, the left fielder. Just a little short of a run from Kane Ruiz. From Robert Brueggemeyer, the center fielder for the Power. So 2 on, 2 out, and now Drew Thomas will head to the plate. Bryce Foster works very quickly, sends the curveball over the plate, but low for ball 1.
Thomas 1 for 2 yesterday, tied with 4 other teammates at 500.
Hit on the ground to short. Keaton dives for it, stabs the ball to save it from going into the outfield, but that'll end up as an infield base hit for Drew Thomas. All runners advance station to station. And this is a fast-moving game so far. Foster works very quickly from his wind And the Power are coming out swinging for sure.
And 3 base hits to lead off the inning. And it's not that he's not throwing them over the plate. That's exactly the problem. He's putting them right over the plate, and they're finding the gaps. There was a really well hustle out infield single. Great diving stop on the shortstop.
Now batting,
Keaton
catcher,
just
number
got caught up
22,
under his arm and his hand and couldn't make the throw over.
Ortiz, Vasquez.
Way to stop it and prevent a run from scoring, and it's still 0-0. 2 outs.
Omar Ortiz Vasquez up at the plate looking to change that. 2 straight hits for the Jacks. And a left-handed hitter in Ortiz Vasquez is looking to add to that streak. Foster throws the first pitch over. That looked like a curveball. And it falls in for strike 1. Foster, fastball, a cutter, slider, and a splitter are his 4 pitches. As the fastball misses outside there, count even at 1-1. A lot of splitters in this league, I find. The Japanese players definitely doing what Shohei Ohtani does, trying to have a drop splitter. More of a split-fingered fastball out of the hands of Foster. That slider misses for a 1-2 count.
Foster working really quickly here to try to get out of the inning unscathed with 2 strikes here.
And the base is loaded. 1-2 pitch. Foster deals. Hit on the ground right up the middle through the glove of Foster. Fielded by the shortstop. Keaton fires to first, and he just gets him out. Great fielding play by Ronnie Keaton to nab Ortiz Vasquez at first base and save the run. So, the Jacks leave them loaded, but put up 3 hits. Nothing to show for it, though. Still scoreless with the Power heading up to the bat in the bottom of the first.
Number 1 in California, and now is for the Power. The designated
Bottom of the first inning, the Power got themselves out of a jam thanks to some great fielding plays by Ronnie Keaton. Keaton is making his appearance debut in the California Winter League, and Willie Barcena will be starting things off for the Power. Barcena is going to be the designated hitter for the Power and batting first. Robbie Carling will follow him up, playing third base. Robert Broodmeyer, the center fielder, is batting third. Landon Barnes in the cleanup hole. And he is going to be playing second. Casey Combs is going to be behind the plate, catching for Bryce Foster, and he's batting fifth. As the first pitch is in there for a strike to Willie Barcena, making his debut here. Patrick Metzler, in his first appearance, is playing first base and batting seventh. Batting sixth. Ronnie Keaton is batting seventh at the shortstop position. Flashing some great leather in that first inning as Barcena hits this one high in the air almost directly to the center fielder. A couple steps back for Ruiz, who makes the easy grab for the first down. To finish off the lineup for the Powers, Zach Thompson is in the 8-hole and playing in right field. And Josh Jubilee will be in left field, making his return to the California Winter League as Robbie Carling steps up to the plate for the Palm Springs Power. Not a lot of bats on display for Palm Springs. In yesterday's game, they were the finale of the triple-header as the first pitch, a curveball, is into Carling for the strike. 4-0 against the Bombers. Not the way that they wanted to start off their Cal Winter League season, Andres.
No, not at all, but they have a chance here to take advantage and see a new, fresh team, and that's, I think, the beauty of this entire month of baseball. You get to see everybody a little bit. It's kind of like the big leagues in the sense that anything can happen. Trades, injuries, and obviously with COVID around, lots of possibilities up in the air, but this is where they get that professional experience here.
And a 0-2 pitch now, ready from Jack Silva. He deals. Curveball high. First ball of the at-bat, count 1-2. Curveball, one of 3 pitches that Silva throws. He's got a fastball and a change as well. Has some Frontier League experience and played at Whittier College. The 1-2 from Silva. Curveball misses low. Count evens up at 2-2. Carling looking patient at the plate. Who is playing his first game. No substitutions from Casey Goodill's side in the opening loss to the Bombers. 3-2 as Silva loses Carling. Runs the count from 0-2 to now full at 3-2. The 3-2 pitch, long on and missed, strike 3. Robbie Carling down on strikes. And there's 2 away as Silva gets him to chase the bender.
Now batting the center fielder, number 13, Robert
A quick work here for Silva. Now just facing one last out in the bottom of the inning and get his boys back up to bat.
Now Robert Brueggemeyer's going to head up to the plate. As a delayed delivery coming from Silva. And the first pitch misses, ball 1. Kind of reminds me of Kershaw's delivery. It seems to be something that a lot of young players are emulating these days with a little hitch in the leg kick. The 1-0 pitch. Out in front of it was Brueggemeyer. Fouls that away down the third base line, evening up the count at 1-1.
I think we saw that yesterday in the final game. That was Yu Sato, who also had that kind of pause and kick on the mound.
1-1 from Silva now. Much slower in his delivery than his counterpart on the power in Bryce Foster. As the fastball misses low, count 2-1. 2-1 the count now. Robert Brueggemeyer, the center fielder, primarily a right fielder, as he waves and misses at a breaking ball. 2-2 the count. Brueggemeyer out of Mansfield, Texas. 24 years old, which is about the average age for California Winter League players. Ages as high as 31 and as low as 19 make up the rosters this year. The payoff pitch misses low, count evens up full. Second straight full count for Jack Silva. He is looking to coast through this inning, 1, 2, 3. 6-foot left-hander. About a quarter of these pitchers in the CWL are lefties. The payoff pitch, misses low again. Try to get him with that 3-2 change. And Brugemeyer becomes the first base runner for the Palm Springs Power of this contest.
Yeah, it was 2 up, 2 down, and then lost the third batter.
The second baseman, number 5.
See what he can do here with the cleanup batter.
Landon Barnes, the cleanup hitter, 3-year veteran of the CWL. Utility infielder out of Cypress, Texas, takes the first pitch, hits the outside corner for a strike. He was an all-star in the USPBL back in 2020. So no stranger to hitting well here at Palm Springs Stadium. Silva checks on Brugemeyer, who slides back in safely, avoiding the pickoff attempt. Played in the USPBL back in 2020. An all-star with the West Side Woolly Mammoths. The 0-1. Hit off the end of the bat, bouncing a couple times to third. The third baseman fires, and the throw goes wide. Drew Thomas's throw wide of the bag, and that'll score a run. Coming around all the way from first is Robert Brugemeyer on the error, and going to second is Landon Barnes. So we're going to give that error to Drew Thomas, his first. And a run scored for Robert Brugemeyer, and that opens up the scoring. It's 1-0 in favor of the Power.
And you got a little messy there. You're the third baseman. You got to take your time. It's the last out. But unfortunately, now you got a man on second. And Casey Combs up to bat.
Casey Combs, the only catcher listed on the Power roster, formerly of the Miami Marlins organization. His father was a first-round pick of the Phillies back in 1989. A guy with some baseball in his blood, looking to advance his skills to the next level. First pitch of the at-bat catches the outside corner. Count 0-1. Bit of a pattern for Silva. Starting off to right-handed batters as a lefty, throwing some breaking stuff on the outside. Runner on second. That's Landon Barnes. 1 run already home for the Power with 2 away. Silva checks back at second base from the stretch, deals, and he pitches it high in the air out to the left fielder. Not much movement needed, and Dontavius Dickey calls off his teammates and secures the grab for the out. But damage done for the Power, getting their first run of the season off an error. No hits, no, but a 1-0 lead. Palm Springs leading the Lumberjacks heading into the second.
Lumberjacks, the center
Welcome
fielder,
back to Palm
number
Springs Stadium.
14,
Josh Sperber, Andres Tejeda here in the second inning of the second game of the day. Kane Ruiz, after a long first inning, will lead off for the Jacks as he takes a first pitch, an inside corner slider from Bryce Foster. Working quickly, here's the pitch, another slider, catching the lower part of the plate right at the knees of Ruiz, who struck out in 2 appearances in the Jacks' first game, a win over the Grizzlies. First time Ruiz has made contact with the ball, and a little foul tip that dribbles behind the plate. Count remains 0-2. Kane Ruiz out of West Hempstead, New York, a Mercy College alum. She takes ball 1. Mercy College, not too far from where I grew up, and honorable mention all conference with the Mavericks in his final season in 2021. He's just finishing up his college career and looking to gain some more semi-pro experience here in the California Winter League and ideally sign a pro contract. Hit on the ground right down the third base line, but drifting foul. Ruiz, much more of a defensive player. Can play anywhere in the outfield and won a Rawlings Gold Glove back at Sullivan Community College in 2018, his first collegiate season. The 1-2. Hit hard, but right into the Powers dugout down the third base side.
Yeah, Gold Glove is no small feat, especially in a league. Those things are made by the same company as the big leaguers get theirs.
That indeed, Rawlings. Every glove I've ever had was probably the Rawlings one. 2-2. Slider missing outside, and Bryce Foster fills up the count on Ruiz. Started off 0-2, but Kane Ruiz looking very patient at the plate. The payoff pitch is grounded right to short. A couple steps to his left from Ronnie Keaton and fires first for the first out.
And the last pitch before the contact, great place to miss there for Foster. We're trying to expand the zone a little bit, but then gets the ground out to the shortstop.
Number 25, Jesse
Ronnie Keaton made a couple of nice plays already. Started off that double play by catching the Christian Kazemska fly out in the last inning. First pitch is fouled away by Jesse Russo, who will be playing with the New Jersey Jackals of the Frontier League this upcoming season. Off the campus of Montclair State University. As the next pitch from Foster misses outside, counting is up at 1-1. 7 signings already in the California Winter League, and this is just day 3. Hit sharply on the ground right down the first base line into the bullpen of the Jacks, going foul. Jesse Russo, Jackals signing. Donnie Speranza, over the Tri-City Valley Caps. Greg Vaughn Jr., who had a double yesterday, signing with the Ottawa Titans. Bryce Foster gets him looking. Russo goes down on strikes. First punch out for Foster. Maybe the fastest working pitcher I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Number 5,
Working really fast, trying to get in and out. We're already second out here already.
And Mitchell Sanger, who started against this Jacks team in game number 1 yesterday, he signed himself a Frontier League contract as well. He'll be heading to the Schaumburg Boomers of the Frontier League. So those first 4 guys all going to be playing in the Frontier League starting in April. 0-2 pitch now to Jeremy McKenzie, who is facing a quick out. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Bryce Foster. Bing, bang, boom. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and that gets the 3 outs. So, down go the Jacks, 1, 2, 3, including 2 strikeouts from Bryce Foster, and it's still 1-0 Power, who are heading up to bat at the bottom of the second.
First baseman, number 15.
1-0 the score for the Power.
Metzler.
The plate for their second trips to the dish. Beginning in the bottom third of the Power order, Patrick Metzler, Ronnie Keaton, and Zach Thompson will be the first three batters of this second inning. Patrick Metzler already down 0-1 to Silva, who deals again. And that's fouled away into the park right behind Palm Springs Stadium here. Patrick Metzler out of Fort Myers, Florida. Hasn't played since his time at Moorhaven High School. So another guy looking to jumpstart his career here as the bender misses high, count 1-2. Not enough drop on that curveball from Jack Silva.
Silva's trying to work him around with 2 strikes and see what plan of attack is here.
The 1-2 pitch. That one is hammered into left field. That one's going to go for some extra bases. Looking for it and unable to find it is Dontavius Dickey, and Metzler is speeding his way into second with a stand-up double. Great start to the second inning for the Power, already up a run. And that was just a well-struck pitch by Patrick Metzler.
Yeah, he got all of that one. I think the wind kind of helped him out a little bit. But left fielder could not find it. That was Dickey and lost it. Ended up being the center fielder having to play it and tossing it in. And the Power are now threatening with their first hit of the game and still with the lead.
So a 1-0 lead for the Power as Silver checks on Metzler at second base. Slowly, calmly dealing as he gets Ronnie Keaton to swing and miss for strike one. Keaton has already made his impact in this game. A couple of nice plays from the shortstop position, including an inning-ending 6-3 ground out in that first inning that saved probably a couple of runs. That one is way inside and having to go all over the place to try and make that stop is Omar Ortiz Vasquez, the Puerto Rican who's showing some prowess behind that plate. At a pop time average a shade under 2 seconds in our drills back on Thursday.
His best time was a 1.97, which was pretty incredible.
He kept it very consistent and quick. He's got a good arm, great speed coming up behind the plate. Not a guy you want to run on, just why Metzler is staying put at second base. The 2-1 pitch, hit on the ground to first base, and taking it himself will be Christian Kazemka. So Ronnie Keaton bounces out, but the runner advances. Patrick Metzler is 90 feet away from making it a 2-0 ball game.
The right fielder,
Now Zach Thompson
number 16,
will be trying
Zach
to
Thompson.
bring him in. Thompson, the 8-hole hitter, is making his first appearance in the Cal Winter League this summer in the starting lineup in yesterday's loss against the Bombers. Breaking ball in there for a strike right over the heart of the plate by Silva. Been able to get first pitch strikes pretty consistently here. Curveball misses outside, count 1-1. Thompson, outfielder, able to play catcher as well. Also a guy who hasn't played since high school, 23 years old, from Gainesville, Florida. Silva, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Vasquez tries to check back Metzler at third. Not even on the bag is Drew Thomas, but he saves the ball from flying into the outfield. Meanwhile, Jack Silva with a nasty little curveball to fool Thompson. Infield playing in. They're anticipating Patrick Metzler to be running on contact. The 1-2. Foul back. And a souvenir for a lucky fan bouncing around in the stands right in front of the broadcast booth here as the count remains 1-2. Staying alive is Thompson, just a bit underneath that fastball. With that good height to be driven, he couldn't get his swing around in time. Silva, the 1-2. And check swing or not, that is a strike 3. Got him looking. And that is the second strikeout of the game for Silva. And a big 2 outs now.
Number 17.
Yeah, Silva needing these strikeouts badly now with a runner on third. Maybe he can get another, or his first donut on the board. But he's got to get through Jubilee first.
An unearned run in the first inning as Jubilee lines it foul and out of play by our first base concession stands here at Palm Springs Stadium.
No better place right now for baseball than Palm Springs Stadium. I'm not sure if there is any other baseball going around, considering we have a lockout, but in the independent or even professional levels, this is where you want to be.
Exactly right, Andres. This is where it's a beautiful stadium, and it's great to be seeing baseball in December. Jubilee pops that up to second base, and it is gone for the out by Russo. So, no runs and a runner stranded on third base with the first hit of the power. Patrick Metzler's booming double ends up all for naught. But the Power with a 1-0 lead after 2. We are through 2 innings here at Palm Springs Stadium, and the Power lead the Jacks by a score of 1-0. Top of the order now for Oregon, and Killian Bloat, who walked and got all the way to third base. He was thrown out at home trying to sneakily advance on a Christian Kazemka fly ball into shallow left field, but no avail. First pitch of the inning from Foster is in there for a strike, looked like a slider. Seems to be the starter pitch for Bryce Foster. Definitely something that he uses quite a lot, and it's been effective so far today. 0-1 pitch is fouled away by Bloat. Count now 0-2.
We're still getting some wind. Yesterday we had very strong gusty winds as that one misses just above for a ball, but very uncharacteristic. We were here a couple days. You've been here a few weeks and not a lot of wind, and then baseball starts and look at this. We had all of our roster sheets flying all over the place.
That one flying all over the place as well. The fastball misses inside, evening up the count on Killian Bloat, who was hit by a pitch in his only plate appearance yesterday. And that one misses again. So from 0-2 to a full count, a pretty common theme. Something we've seen a bit too much of from pitchers today. But Foster unable to find a handle after getting in there 0-2. The payoff pitch, slider in there for a strike. Bloat thought he was headed to first on a second walk, but instead he's headed back to the dugout.
Yeah, that was a nasty inside breaking ball there that just caught him off guard. And now he's catching some pine.
Now Adrian Sanchez, who had the first hit of the ball game, a single back in the first inning. And he makes contact again, but this time grounds it right to third. Easy play for Robbie Carlin, who fires to first for the out. So once again, Adrian Russo attacking the first pitch of the at-bat. Last time it was a single, but he's 1 for 2 on the day now with the ground out. Christian Kazemka, who flew into what turned into a double play in his last at-bat. Only guy who has played every single inning of the California Winter League so far. Popped up into shallow right field, but coming all the way from center to make the catch is Brueggemeyer, and that will do it. So down go the Jacks 1-2-3, and the Power maintain a 1-0 lead heading into the bottom of the third.
For the Power, the
Top of the
designated
order,
hitter,
resetting
number
for the
27,
Pound, Willie Barcena. Heading to the plate for the
Barcena.
second time. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to center field. Jack Silva, the little delayed leg kick in his windup. Get the first pitch, a curveball over for a strike. Barcena, relatively local, coming out of Los Angeles, California. An alum of the University of Antelope Valley. Played for the Wasco's Reserve of the Pecos League back in 2021. And one of those guys that was recruited directly by Casey Dill. Dill is the guy who's been around baseball for a long time. He knows talent when he sees it. He's got a talented player at his leadoff spot today. The 0-1 pitch. That one is hammered into right field. But going right at the right fielder, a very high pop-up, easily caught by Killian Bloke for the first down. Barcena got good contact on the ball, just missed it underneath
Number
it.
29,
Hung up in the sky for quite a while.
Carlin.
Now Robbie Carlin, the third baseman, will head to the plate.
Carling is 0 for 1. He had a strikeout swinging his first time up, and pretty sure Silver would love to have another one of those.
Silva's retired the last four batters after a double by Patrick Metzler kicked off the second inning. Misses there with a breaking ball, and Carling is ahead in the count, 2-0. Worked the count full against Silva in that first inning, showing his patience as a hitter. And he is letting Silva just throw to him. Not trying to do too much at the plate. Still hasn't lifted the bat off his shoulder, but this time the fastball catches the outside corner. 4 strike 1. 2-1 to count to Carlin.
That's a unique approach there for Carling. He's already seen what he's got, and he struck out last time, and he's not swinging after the first 2 pitches, but again, swinging there for strike 2. See what you can find.
First swing of the at-bat for Robbie Carling, and the count's even at 2-2 with 1 out. 1-0 the score. Power in the lead. Coming off of that errant throw That scored Robert Brueggemeyer. Hit on the ground, right in between the shortstop and second baseman, and Robbie Carling is on base with his first hit of the game. Good piece of hitting, putting that right in the infield gap. And neither Russ nor Thomas could get there in time.
He was looking for a pitch to hit. Maybe not the best pitch to reach out a little bit, but found a hole, and now on first base, and now it's going to be Brueggemeyer to see if he can drive him around.
He didn't quite go full Vlad Guerrero there, but he certainly reached a bit outside to knock that pitch into left field. Silva checks on Carling and a potential double play ball, but going right to first base is Jesse Russo. So 1 pitch and 1 out. Brueggemeyer grounding right back to the second baseman, but advancing to second is Robbie Carling. He's got big wheels. He's in scoring position, so a single from Landon Barnes here could score.
Landon Barnes.
Landon Barnes reached on an errant throw by the third baseman in the first inning, which led to the scoring run from Brueggemeyer to open up the game.
A well-hit ball almost beat that throw out. It would have, if had it been caught by Kazemka, the throw been more online, it would have been a close play at the bag for sure. Barnes fouling the first pitch off. 2 away now, an 0-1 count to Landon Barnes. A lot of time here on this field. Once used by the California Angels. Ripped into the gap in right field, and a sliding catch made. Killian Bloat killing it. What a play to end off the inning. Celebrating with his teammate, and Killian Bloat just saved a run with that sliding catch. The score remains 1-0. The Power Strand won, and we are through 3 innings with a 1-0 lead of the Palm Springs Power. A first substitution, I'm assuming we'll see many more. It's Greg Vaughn Jr., recent signee of the Ottawa Titans, as the first pitch misses low for ball 1. Vaughn is replacing Dontavius Dickey. I imagine he'll be replacing him in left field as well. And we're soon going to have another substitution as Drew Thomas will be given leave for Spencer Kean in the on-deck circle. Long fly ball out into right field, and a pretty easy run for Zach Thompson, who squeezes for the first out. And that will bring up Spencer Kean.
Vaughn Jr. just trying to get something out in his bat. Second pitch swinging on the first strike he sees. Gives it a drive, but right fielder's right there where he needs to be.
Foster still working quickly from his wind. And the first pitch is sent in for a strike to Kean. Kean substituted in the last game as well as the Jacks, one of the many teams that really just turned their roster all the way over, getting everyone involved in CWL action. Kean fouls that one back. 0-2 the count now. Foster barely gives the batters time to breathe. He moves so quickly through his windup as Kean readies himself in the batter's box. Kean struck out in his only at-bat yesterday. Will he do so again here? He won't. He'll ground it right to Ronnie Keaton, who bobbles it, but ends up firing to first in time for the second out.
Good on the shortstop to stop the ball, recover, and still make that throw in time for out number 2.
Yeah, Keaton's really got a great arm at shortstop. He's been showing it off all day long.
Andres Mendoza.
2 away as Foster has retired every single batter since loading the bases. So with these 2 this inning, that makes it 9 straight hitters who have been punched out.
And Andres Mendoza now coming in. Will take over the catcher spot for Vasquez. He exited yesterday's game pretty early. He was injured, and then Vasquez took over for him then. So I'm sure the coach wants to make sure he gets a full game's worth of work as he strikes out swinging on a really good changeup.
And Bryce Foster retires his 10th straight batter, including a trio of pinch hitters. So for the 3rd straight time, the Jacks go down 1-2-3. We're halfway home as the Power are ready to defend their 1-0 lead heading into the bottom of the 4th. Casey Combs up for the Power. Some wholesale changes being made for the Oregon Lumberjacks. A lot of substitutions as their head coach, Jimmy Johnson, wants everyone to be playing here at the California Winter League. We'll get to that as Casey Combs fouls the first pitch off, count on 1. Pitcher is the only player remaining in his starting position. The infield is brand new as Spencer Kean is at third base, Adrian Sanchez in at short, and Nick Gimbalvo is playing at first base. Drew Thomas moved from third to the outfield. He replaces Killian Bloke in right. Christopher Baker is now in center field, and Greg Vaughn, who batted for Dontavius Dickey, is replacing him in left field as well. And it bounces in front of the plate, count 2-1 to Casey Combs, who flew out to left field back in the first inning when Dontavius Dickey was occupying that position. 2-1 count to Combs now, only catcher listed on this power roster. That one misses low, count 3-1. He caught a bit of the dirt on that breaking ball, did Silva.
Silva's kind of falling apart here. So he left 3 balls when he let off with a strike with the foul ball there.
The 3-1 pitch. In on the ground, couple of bounces over to third base. Bobbled by Kean, fires to first, and the throw misses the bag. And that'll be the first error of the game for the Lumberjacks. Or the second error of the game against the Lumberjacks as Casey Combs reaches on an E5.
That's the second error we see from a third baseman.
Now batting,
on
the
the
first
Jacks.
baseman, number
And
50.
you gotta just take your time. Collect the ball. You got time to throw it over. You got the arm. You're there on the hot corner for a reason.
Patrick Metzler up at the plate with Combs taking a sizable lead at first. Not often you see a catcher looking that aggressive on the base path. So the fastball misses outside, count 1-0. One runner on, nobody out for Metzler, who doubled his last time up. He hits this one pretty hard, but lofts it high in the air to straightaway center field. Chris Baker can't under it and squeezes it with 2 hands. Combs thought about tagging and going to second, but a strong throw by Baker holds him at first base and keeps it just 1 away in the inning for the Power.
The shortstop, number 4.
Left-handed batter, another thing you don't see a lot of in the California Winter League. Ronnie Keaton, the shortstop, who flashed some great leather and is one of the main reasons that this game is still under Power control. He threw out a runner, threw out Omar Ortiz Vasquez with the bases loaded. Just nicked him by an inch in that first inning. That stop what would have been a run-scoring single. 1 strike to Keaton, who grounded out to first base in his last at bat. Now Nick Gimbalvo there. There's a check swing, but it was already hit a big chunk of the bat. Sliced foul over the left-hand side. Count 0-2.
A lot of foul balls here. A lot of fans seemingly will continue to take the ball, although the stadium's offering a promotion. If you return the balls to the concession stands, you get a free bag of popcorn.
Combs going on the pitch, firing to first base is Silva. That may have been a mistake by the pitcher. That ends up as a stolen base for Casey Combs. Combs is about halfway to second when Silva realized that he was going and wanted to pick him off. Just an incredible jump by Casey Combs, showing great speed for a catcher.
Not only speed, but no hesitation. He was taken off no matter what, even though Silva did throw over. I know many guys who would have seen him make a move to first would have just frozen in his tracks, but good on Combs to continue hustling down to second.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Ronnie Keaton. He's got a man in scoring position now with 1 away. Keaton still looking for his first hit of the year. Won't get it there, but Silva won't get his pitch either. Fastball misses inside, count 2-2. Ronnie Keaton, one of the newer additions to the Cal Winter League. As Silva checks on Combs at second base, who's taking a big lead with an even 2-2 count. Fastball misses high, count full now to Ronnie Keaton. 6 foot, 195 pound, 21-year-old out of Atlanta, Georgia. Full count, 1 on, 1 out. Silva taking his time, gets set in his stretch. Take a quick look back to Combs at second base. And another look, and he offers home. Breaking ball misses way inside on Keaton. And that's ball 4. So 2 guys with some solid wheels on the base path. Keaton certainly the faster one. But Combs with a stolen base already is in scoring position. 2 on, 1 away. We'll bring up Zach Thompson.
Number 16.
Yeah, I think Combs contributed to that walk. He was dancing around the second base bag. And Silva a little more concerned with Combs than his duty at the plate with Keaton.
Double play and option right now. Trying to induce that is Silva. He induces a towering fly ball to make it 0-1 to Thompson. Thompson struck out looking in his last at bat. Was the second strikeout victim of Jack Silva. One of 2 strikeouts for Silva so far through 3 1/3. Silva checking back on second. Combs is going for third. It's going to be a double steal attempt as Keaton's sprinting for second base, and he's hosed out by the catcher. Andres Mendoza gets Keaton, who broke a little bit late on the Combs steal. So it's a caught stealing at second and a stolen base at third. 2 stolen bases in this inning for Combs, but now 2 outs as well.
A great toss by Mendoza there. Get the job done and get another out.
And the breaking ball looked like it got a little bit too low, but not according to the home plate umpire. And it's 1-2 now.
I also think Keaton didn't realize that Combs was stealing. He had a little bit more of a delayed steal. They didn't run at the same time, and Mendoza, seeing the better option was to second instead of third, instead of getting the lead runner, catches Keaton at second.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jack Silva takes advantage of that extra out coming by the caught stealing and gets Zach Thompson for his second time. 1 down looking, 1 down swing, but no runs scored in this inning. We're through 4 here at Palm Springs Stadium, and the Power lead the Jacks 1-0. So some changes in the batting order. Moving things around is Jimmy Johnson. Drew Thomas, who started this game batting fifth, moves down a couple spots and is batting for Kane Ruiz here, who grounded out in his last at bat. Thomas is one for one with a single back in the first inning. A couple more changes as a new pitcher in Jacob Espedia is in the game for the Palm Springs Power. The San Jose native out of Tabor College throws 4 pitches, fastballs, both 4-seam and 2-seam, a changeup and a curve. But has thrown 2 balls to Drew Thomas here, who leads a different due-up. Jesse Russo is now batting 9th in the order as the fastball catches the outside corner to make it 2-1. Danny Fontana will be batting where Russo was in the 8th spot, and Russo is batting 9th. As that's hit high in the air, right down the first base line, drifting over behind the bag. It's the second baseman who makes a behind-the-head catch. That's Landon Barnes with the squeeze for the first down.
Way to go on Barnes there. Just following the sun, battling the lip of the infield and outfield, and going all the way behind basically first base down the first baseline and making that behind-the-head catch.
Number 7.
And Danny Fontana, one of the youngest players in the Cal Winter League, a 19-year-old second baseman, is heading in to hit for Jesse Russo, who will be hitting right after him. 1 ball, no strikes to Fontana. Played in the field during the game against the Grizzlies on opening day. Hit off the end of the bat right to the second baseman. Fields and fires does Barnes, and that'll get the second out. So both outs coming on the hands of Landon Barnes as Jesse Russo has moved down 1 spot in the batting order, and he will hit 9th now with 2 away. Jesse Russo moving down in the batting order. He'll face Robert Espedia. Jacob Espedia, excuse me. Throws first pitch of the at-bat outside for ball 1. Jesse Russo, as I mentioned, one of the first signings of this California Winter League in 2022. He'll be playing in New Jersey. One of 7 players to sign a professional contract today. And now Russo ahead in the count, 3-0. See where he goes in the defensive side of the field next inning, but Russo is heading to first base with a walk. 4 pitches and a walk for Espedia. So the book closed on Jack Silva, who did not allow a run. Bryce Foster, the starter for the Power. He did not allow a run, just 3 hits in that first inning and nothing after that. 4 innings, and he retired with the Lumberjacks. Foster retired the last 10 batters that he faced. Lost in my scorebook a little bit there. Another pinch hitter for the Jacks. It's Chris Baker, who replaced the center fielder at the start of the game. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 count to Baker.
He gets him swinging to end the inning. And we'll be heading into the bottom of the 5th here at the California Winter League.
For the Power, number 3.
Power keeping their lineup
Lucci.
almost the same, except a substitution here as well. Jake Lucci will be replacing Willie Barcena. At the DH spot, Lucci takes the first pitch low for a ball. Bottom of the 5th inning here, and it's a 1-0 count from Silva to Lucci. Silva getting all he needs is an out to make it the longest outing so far of the California Winter League. A couple guys went 4 innings, including Bryce Foster of the Power. But Silva is already gone through 4 and is pitching into the 5th. First time a starter has gone that far in this league this season. And he's got a 2-1 count to Jake Lucci, one of the senior members of the California Winter League. Certainly not his first season here. This is his 4th. A guy who loves the game of baseball so much that he dedicates most of his life to try and help others play it at the next level. Founding the Lucci prospect camp a couple of years back as Lucci swings and misses and run the count forward 3-2. 100% success rate of that prospect group. A 32-year-old Elon University graduate, played at Jefferson College as well. Began his professional baseball career with the Baltimore Orioles, playing in Aberdeen back when they were in the New York Penn League. Lucci smartly shies away from that inside fastball, and he'll lead off the 5th inning with a walk.
Way to be patient there from Lucci. He led off the game yesterday. Like, very long at bat. I believe it was 10 or 11 pitches. Now, in game 2 for him, he's a leadoff walk.
So Josh Jubilee is going to be replaced by Lucci. In left, I have the order wrong, as Willie Barcena, the designated hitter, remains in the lineup. And he will stay as the DH, and he fouls that one off for the first strike. So leadoff walk for Lucci, who's got some speed out there at first base, and it's a 0-1 count to Barcena. Silva takes a look at Lucci, who's dancing around first base. And the pickoff B move keeps Lucci on the bag. There are some guys, when taking that lead off of first base, who dance around to try and distract the pitcher. Others who just hold still in their advanced position. As Barcena fouls that one off, count 1-2.
Personally, I think Silva's taking a little too much attention to the base runners when he really hasn't been pitching too well to the hitters. He's got 4 strikeouts but allowed 3 hits, giving up a few walks. So if I was Silva, I'd be paying attention and let your defense handle the rest for you.
One of those hits being a double by Patrick Metzler. Back in the 2nd as another ball is fouled off by Barcena. Count remains 1-2. Nobody out. Leadoff runner being Jake Lucci. He's on base after walking. And a 1-2 count for Silva to Barcena. Barcena 2 flyouts already today. Silva takes a look at Lucci on first. Lucci's off. But Silva's throw goes to first base again, and Lucci slides into second base safely with a stolen base.
We've seen that already happen once today on Combs. Same play, almost identical. Let Mendoza handle the play at second. They're giving up free bases there.
And this could be the last inning for Jack Silva, with some action starting in the Jacks bullpen. 2-2 the count now. The fastball misses. Dontavius Dickey is throwing with Omar, Ortiz, Vasquez in the Lumberjacks bullpen right now, so we could see another position player getting some time on the mound. Lucci dancing around on second base. Silva, after one look, ignores him and fires in a fastball that's sliced foul into the netting by Barcena. Good defensive at bat from the designated hitter, as he's got a chance to extend the Powers' lead. Already 1-0. That first run coming back in the first inning. Robert Brueggemeyer scored on an errant throw by then third baseman Drew Thomas. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Barcena, and Jack Silva gets strikeout number 6.
And Silva's got to keep focusing on these batters. He can pitch. Just got to keep just trusting his pitches, trusting his defense, and let his defense do his thing.
Robbie Carling, the third baseman, remains in the game. He's 1 for 2 with a base hit in his last at bat. Working 2 strike counts every time he has come to the plate. 1 ball, no strikes to Carling now. He struck out on a full count back in the first, singled on a 2-2 back in the third. Carling making his first CWL appearance. As Silva checks on Lucci at second, who's got a very short lead. As Silva bounces a baseball in the dirt to Carling, count 2-0.
Carling, 1 for 2 with that single in the third. Struck out his first time up. Now, a good hitters count 2-0.
6'1", 200 pounds out of Felton, California. And a chance to give the Power the lead. First swing in the at-bat from Carling, and he waves and whiffs. Count 2-1. Breaking ball low from Silva. Switches off between his fastball and breaking ball quite effortlessly. Stretching going on in the Power bullpen. As Speedia may not come back for inning number 6. 3-1 the count. Another fastball missing wide, as Silva appears to be alternating between his heater and his breaking stuff. Lucci dancing around second. Silva deals, swing and a miss from Carling. Count runs full. For the second time to Carling, and the 5th time in this game, Jack Silva has worked a full count on a batter. Pitch count well north of 50. The payoff pitch. Drilled into left field, and that's going to get in down the alley for a base hit. Carling will head to second with a stand-up double. Scoring on the play is Jake Lucci, and it's 2-0 Power on the RBI double.
A way to stay back in battle. He got a couple foul balls there, and sending it down the left field line, and first RBI for him here.
Robbie Carling 2 for 3.
The center fielder, number 13.
A double now is Jimmy Johnson heading out to the mound, and we might be seeing a change in pitcher for the Jacks. Entire infield coming in as the manager just kind of pulls them back. Jimmy Johnson, a man who's been around baseball for a very long time, and he's going to make the call to the bullpen. So that will bring in Dontavius Dickey, who began this game in the outfield. The starting left fielder will now relieve the starting pitcher. Still responsible for that last run. That's on second base of Jack Silva. And we'll take a short break while Dontavius Dickey takes the ball from Jimmy Johnson. So the new pitcher is the previous left fielder, Dontavius Dickey. He was taken out of left field in the 4th inning for Greg Vaughn after he singled in the 1st. In his pitching debut in the California Winter League. First batter he faces Robert Brugemeyer. He takes the first pitch, a breaking ball. And the inside, count 1-0. Stephen F. Austin graduate. As he gets his first pitch in there for a strike, count 1-1 on the fastball.
Brugemeyer's 0 for 1. He walked and advanced on a E5, then scored in the 1st inning. At his second at bat, he went down, rounding out to the second baseman in the 3rd.
2-1 count as the breaking ball misses from Dickey. He's got himself a bit of a jam with the runner on second base. That's Robbie Carling. Nice double down the left field line. Dickey not looking at the runner, but instead takes a while on the mound and turns right back. Right as I said, he's not looking at the runner.
I think he heard you.
He just wanted to prove me wrong, make me sound foolish. I see how it is. 2-1 the count from Dickey, who sends the fastball homeward, bouncing in the dirt, but well covered by the catcher Mendoza.
Mendoza's a big guy back there. And he's very, very quick back there, too.
So with Dickey on the mound, the book not completely closed on Jack Silva. In line for the loss and on tab for and responsible for Robbie Carling at second base. Wrapped to third base, but bounces foul. Count runs full at 3-2 for Brugemeyer. Silva went 4 1/3 innings in his start. 3 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. As of right now, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. But that could flex up to 3-2 on this 3-2 count to Robert Brugemeyer. The payoff pitch, skied foul over our heads here in the press box, and we'll do it again. 7th pitch coming to Brugemeyer. Ball in the outfield could increase the Powers' lead and send a second run home in this inning. 2-0 the score. The Power on the wrong end of a shutout yesterday. Not so much today so far, as that bounces in the dirt, and Brugemeyer is on first base with a 1-out walk.
Now batting, the second baseman.
The first batter that Dickey sees is going to give up a walk and a full count. And you'll see Brandon Barnes now. He's 0 for 2. That error on the third baseman, where he advanced to second and then lined out to the right fielder in the 3rd.
So Barnes will face Dickey. 2 on, 1 out. Double play an option. Fastball inside, count 1-0. Consistent on his strikes, Dickey, but he is primarily an outfielder. Pretty simple arsenal of pitches with a 4-seam fastball, as we just saw there, curveball, and I believe a changeup as well. Dickey taking a short look at Carling on second base. Backwards glance once again. Sent the fastball home, and that's drilled into the gap in right center field. That's going to bounce for some extra bases. Carling will score easily from second base. Sliding into second is going to be Barnes with an RBI double. And here on third is Robert Brugemeyer. So the extra run going to Jack Silva's account. And an RBI double for Landon Barnes. Makes it 3-0 Power.
Now batting, the catcher, number 21.
Good piece of hitting there from Barnes. And the double, with the runners up and getting rid of the possible double play.
So now 2 in scoring position for the catcher Casey Combs, who had a pair of stolen bases after reaching on an error back in the 4th inning. So Silva's book is officially closed with the 3 runs, 2 of them earned. After scoring on that last play was Carling. First pitch to Combs is a curveball that catches the outside corner, count 0-1. Maybe even been a slider from Dickey. Been using mostly his fastball. Able to get the breaking stuff in there for a strike to Casey Combs. Combs 0 for 2. 2 stolen bases after reaching on that error by Spencer Keene. Swing and a miss. May have tipped it foul. As Combs now in an 0-2 hole.
That's the best position Dickey's been in since hitting the mound.
It really is. Not been able to jump on his hitters. No first pitch strikes until this at bat. Dickey, the 0-2. Tries the breaking ball in the outside corner. No dice this time.
It's a great idea. Give the breaking ball low and away, try to get him chased. Worst case scenario, you get your infield in, he hits it off the end of the bat, keep the runners at bay.
1-2 the count. 2 runners on, infield in, trying to prevent a potential run on contact at the plate. And getting it through is Casey Holmes. 1 run scores easily. Rounding third and coming on home is Landon Barnes. The play at the plate. He's out of there. Landon Barnes can't get there in time, but a run still comes home on the RBI single by Combs. Robert Brugemeyer gets the run. The Powers lead up to 4 now. Now Dontavius Dickey will face Patrick Metzler. So 2 away in the inning now, but a run already home. Casey Combs getting his first RBI on the single. Patrick Metzler got the Powers' first hit of the game, a double back in the second. He's 1 for 2 on the day and has a runner in scoring position, the deceptively fast Casey Combs, who advanced on the throw with his RBI single.
And let's talk about that throw from Vaughn Jr. That was a great toss. He was right behind it, did a little crow hop, and threw it right to Mendoza. And we'll say that Barnes maybe got a little caught up with the bat right on the foul line, but still a great throw nonetheless.
Brett Vaughn Jr., a veteran of this California Winter League, played in the PCBL and will be playing with the Ottawa Titans of the Frontier League. Moving across the border. 1-1 pitch, misses outside, bouncing in front of Mendoza. Easily advancing to third on the wild pitch is Combs.
That's the most uncontrolled ball that we've seen from Mendoza, otherwise pretty staunch behind the plate and blocking balls.
That's the first wild pitch we've seen today as Dontavius Dickey misses that one outside. The count's 2-1. 2 away, runner 90 feet away from making it 5-0. 3-1 the count now. Patrick Metzler still at the plate. Some action starting in the Jacks bullpen now. Omar Ortiz Vasquez stretching out there with Adrian Russo. Payoff pitch, fouled away. Count falls at 3-2.
I think he's looking for a strikeout pitch here, get out of the inning. He's giving up a few runs. He'd like to go back into the dugout and clear his brain, clear his mind a little bit.
Full count, runner on third, 2 away. Belted high in the air out to right field. Pretty easy run for Baker, who makes the play for the final out. So a trio of runs come home for the Power, but they leave one more stranded at third base. 4-0 to lead for Palm Springs after 5. This is the first pitch of the 6th inning. Jacob Espedia is back for his 2nd inning of work. It's the first strike to Adrian Sanchez, making his first appearance, replacing Adrian Russo, who was 1 for 2 with a single. Sanchez has been in for the last couple of innings, playing at the shortstop spot. And it's down 0-1 to Espedia.
Thanks.
Sanchez from Los Angeles played in the CWL in last season, 2021. 3rd-team All-American and a first-team All-American in his junior and senior years at Arroyo Valley High School. The 2-1 pitch misses outside, make it 3-1.
From Los Angeles, that's no small feat. A lot of kids trying to play ball out there.
The 3-1. Fastball misses low, and Adrian Sanchez is on first for the walk. So a leadoff base runner for the first time since the 1st inning, when Killian Bloat led off the game with another walk. Now a pinch hitter is Nicholas Jimbalvo.
Now batting,
Head to the
number
plate.
6, Nicholas
Christian
Jimbalvo.
Kazemka missing his first at bat. Jimbalvo's been in the field the past couple of innings. And he swings and misses in a fastball, count 0-1. Jimbalvo was 0 for 2 in the win against the Grizzlies. On for second is Adrian Sanchez sliding. Does he get there? He does not. And another arm coming from Casey Combs. And that gets out the first base runner as soon as he got on.
A great toss from behind the plate, Casey Combs.
Couple of caught stealing plays in this game. Ronnie Keaton was pegged out by Andres Mendoza, as that one misses low for ball 2. Two and 1 the count to Jimbalvo. Instead of having a runner on base, he's got the bags empty with 1 away. Another foul ball back into the stands, count 2-2. And a catcher picking off the runner has to be a big confidence boost for the infield, Andres.
Yeah, it's got you. I mean, all you can do as an infield is play defensively, and knowing that the guy who sees everything that you can't is taking care of you, that's a great feeling.
Must be, but it's a 3-2 count now to Jimbalvo. The feeling that opens that Espedia was hoping for. Pitchers warming up in the Jacks bullpen with Greg Vaughn Jr. on deck. Foul back into the backstop, and we'll do it again with Jimbalvo. Nobody on, 1 away and a full count. Pitch number 7 coming to Jimbalvo, and that bounces in the dirt for the second walk of the inning.
Because the second one with back-to-back walks, you never really want to do.
And it would look a lot worse if Sanchez was still on base, but Casey Combs, who is out to talk with his pitcher now, did a great job at throwing out Adrian Sanchez trying to steal second. Greg Vaughn Jr. is in there for his second at bat.
I'm sure he's telling him, he's like, you know what, let's move on to the next one. I got you if he steals, but you can't always dedicate on there. You got to do your job on the mound as well.
Jimbalvo might not be as much of a stealing threat. First baseman, not exactly a position known for speed. As the first pitch to Vaughn misses high. The fastball now count 1-0. Greg Vaughn Jr. going to be back in the Frontier League. He's been going around a lot of the major independent leagues here as a professional baseball player as he hits that high in the air down the left field line. Looks like it is going to fall foul into the batting cages right next to the stand.
That was a long fly ball. Major league pop-up right there.
And Greg Vaughn Jr. has a 1-1 count now. A lot of power in that man's bat. Jimbalvo taking a short lead off of first. Espedia deals, and Combs thought about checking him back at first, but will not. 2-1 the count to Vaughn now.
Just take a little peek at Jimbalvo. May not steal, very conservative lead at first, but I'm sure pitcher likes to know that his catcher's keeping an eye on him.
2-1 double play potential. Bobbling it is Barnes, and he ends up flipping in time to first base to get the out for Vaughn. So Jim Balva will move on to second. Ground ball out. Keeps one runner on base.
Now
Has it at 2 away.
number 3, Spencer Keehan.
Spencer Keehan getting his second at bat of the game. He grounded out back in the 4th inning. A runner in scoring position, but 2 away. 4-0 to score. Power in the lead.
Look out.
As the fastball goes above the head of Spencer Keehan. Really need to duck all that much.
It's surprising because he's a tall man.
Next pitch is another fastball that misses high. Count 2-0. Keehan 6 foot on the dot, 190 pounds, coming in at 22 years old, second youngest on the team to Danny Fontana. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. Count 2-1 now. Jim Balvo on second base, taking a short lead. Espedia checks on him, fires it home, and a ball hit high in the air into shallow left field. Easing under it to make the catch is Lucci, and he squeezes for the final out. So the Jacks threaten just a little bit, but nothing doing still. The shutout rolls on for the Power. They lead 4-0 as they head up to bat here at Palm Springs Stadium in the California Winter League. A new pitcher for the Jacks, and it's another position player. Today's starting catcher, Omar Ortiz Vasquez, was 0 for 2 at the plate. And he comes in after 2/3 of an inning from his fellow starting player in the field, Montavious Dickey. Dickey threw 2/3 of an inning in relief from Jack Silver. Allowed 1 earned run on 2 hits, 1 walk. He did not strike anybody out. So from catcher to pitcher, as the 2 backstops are battery mates here in the bottom of the 6th inning, with Ronnie Keaton leading off for the Power. Fastball from Ortiz Vasquez misses. and it's a 1-0 count. Working quickly, here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball outside. Missing, count 2-0. So more position players have pitched than pitchers for the Power, or for the Jacks, after 4 1/3 innings by Jack Silva, the longest outing of the day, of the season so far. As Ortiz Vasquez still yet to find the strike zone. Slider misses on the inside corner. Count 3-0.
To amend your statement, the amount of position players matches the Power's pitchers.
That's true.
Two.
That's true. You're not wrong there. As Espedia looks like he's still stretching in the bullpen, as working a 4-pitch walk is Ronnie Keaton.
Now batting the right fielder.
Another leadoff walk from the pitcher coming in.
Second walk in a row for Keaton. Zach Thompson looking to avoid a golden sombrero. Has 2 strikeouts already. Would not want to get a third. Keaton, a lot of speed on the base paths. Takes a short lead off of first. He'll certainly think about going. Doesn't do it there. As the first strike is pumped in by Ortiz Vasquez.
Yeah, one of each kind in strikeouts. Struck out swinging, or looking the first time, then struck out swinging his second time.
Ortiz Vasquez readies from the stretch. Keaton goes, and Thompson is plunked right on the back. Couldn't really get out of the way of that. Negates the stolen base of Ronnie Keaton. As Thompson is hit by a pitch, and there are 2 players on for the Jacks. And it makes sense, I guess, why they're using all these position players. As Oregon used up just about all of their pitchers back in game 1.
I'm sure JJ's letting them all play first 2 games of the season and try to see where they all fit before making a final lineup. As Lucci comes in, he scored his last time with a stolen base and a walk. His first and only at bat.
First pitch from Ortiz Vasquez misses way outside. Count 1-0. Lucci coming back for a 4th time to the California Winter League. Can't say enough how good the work he does for the people around him. Allowing high school athletes to go play sports in college like Lucci did at Elon. 100% success rate. He says that they will get you a scholarship if you work with the Lucci Prospect Camp, or your money back. He has not had to reimburse any families that have worked with him so far. 2-0 to Lucci, misses outside again, count 3-0. That's the second time that Vasquez has pumped in 3 balls to a batter. So outcoming to speak with him is his backstop, Andres Mendoza. Catcher to catcher, as Ortiz Vasquez primarily a catcher himself.
Started the game in the backstop position as well.
Should make him know the signs pretty well, at least, as he leans in to look. Back into the stretch. Quick glance at Keaton at second base. The 3-0 pitch, fastball right down the pipe, but missing low. And now the bases are loaded. 2 4-pitch walks for Omar Ortiz Vasquez. As Zach Thompson moves to second, Ronnie Keaton moving to third base. The bases loaded. All 3 on without official advance. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. And now Willie Barcena is looking to get on base for the first time.
Vasquez just got to put one over the heart of the plate. Imagine that the Power are just sitting back, waiting at this point. As I say that, he hits it to right field on the first pitch.
And Willie Barcena grounds it into right field. A high throw to home plate, but coming in standing is Zach Thompson. 2 RBIs on the single for Barcena. And it's 6-0. The Power breaking this one wide open.
That's how you do the play-by-play.
Number 29, Robbie Harley.
Zach Thompson legging it out and scoring a couple of runs. Now that leaves Jake Lucci on second and Willie Barcena on first. 6-0 the score in favor of the Power now. As first pitch, the fastball missing inside to Robbie Carling. Carling has hits in his last 2 at-bats. RBI and a run scored back in the 5th off of a double. Singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 1st. The 1-0 pitch misses low, count 2-0. And Ortiz, Vasquez struggling to find the strike zone right now. Only 1 strike got by a batter. A strike to Barcena, and he smacked into right field. 2-0 pitch. That catches the inside corner, strike 1.
Carling batted last time with a double, RBI, and scored in the 5th inning. Contributed to this 6-0 shutout. I think you mentioned it yesterday, this one gets passed by Andres Mendoza. Power got shut out themselves yesterday and turned in the favor to the Lumberjacks, who evidently won their game yesterday.
So a wild pitch for Ortiz Vasquez, moving the runners both into scoring position. 3-1 the count with the base open, and Robbie Carling looking to get on it. The 3-1, way over the head of Carling. And the runners will not advance on the walk. So the bases are loaded once again. 3rd walk issued by Ortiz Vasquez. And that will bring up Robert Brueggemeyer.
That's his 3rd walk of the inning.
Number 13, Robert.
3 walks, a batter hit, and a hit.
Brueggemeyer's in a really great position to open this inning right out. I'm actually very surprised that JJ has not asked for the inning to roll over, as he did that a few times in Game 1. But I think he just wants to see his young arms and see how they handle the pressure and see how they throw.
Resting some of his guys, with the Jacks getting a day off tomorrow. As that one misses outside, count 1-1. Brueggemeyer's worked 2 full counts and swung on 1 first pitch. He has walked twice and grounded out to second back in the 3rd inning. The Jacks will be the opening game tomorrow, as it's the Power with a rest. 10 o'clock, we'll have the streams here on the California Winter League's YouTube channel. This is a 2-1 count to Robert Brueggemeyer now. The Jacks facing off against the other team from Palm Springs, the Chill, and it's A's and Grizzly, and the matinee at 12:30.
I'm loving this group in front of us as a whole group of baseball-loving folk, emphatic with every play that happens.
And you gotta love that. It's the best part of baseball, the fans, and you can be the best fans in baseball by coming right here to Palm Springs Stadium. Visit our website at CaliforniaWinterLeague.com or call 760-778-4487 for tickets and information on baseball here in Palm Springs. While I'm giving you the advertisement, the Power are adding toward the scoreboard. A wild pitch getting away from Mendoza, bouncing towards the third base dugout, excuse me. And a second wild pitch advances all the runners. Scores Jake Lucci. And that one is hit high in the air to center field. Could be the first out of the inning, but could be productive as well. Maybe not. A hand on an arm coming from Drew Thomas to hold the runner Barcena at 3rd base, but that will do it for the inning. They're going to roll this one over, not allowing Landon Borgs to bat. And the 6th inning will end with just 3 more runs scored for the Power. 7-0 heading in to the top of the 7th inning. And that could be our last frame of baseball of the day. Welcome back. It is 7-0. The Power avenging their 4-0 shutout with a shutout brewing of their own. Andres Mendoza, Drew Thomas, and Danny Fontana could be the final 3 hitters with plenty more coming up. Actually, it looks like it's Jesse Russo in the hole, going back to his original 8 spot. (1-0) the count. To Andres Mendoza, make that 2-0. Mendoza struck out in his previous at bat. Did catch a runner stealing them back in the 4th. Fastball sails over the head of Mendoza, who was on base with a quick leadoff walk.
And Mendoza getting on base now. The walk, his first at bat was a strikeout when he came in for Vasquez, way back in the 4th inning.
Now batting, number 23, Drew Thomas.
Drew Thomas steps up to the plate. He's hitting 2 parts of the order. He singled in the 1st inning, batting 5th, and grounded out and flew out to the second baseman back in the 4th. Fastball misses for ball 1.
5 consecutive pitches and all of them balls. Make it 6.
And Espedia may be at the end of his endurance. He already has thrown 2 strong innings. Pitching the 5th and the 6th in release of Bryce Foster, who's currently in line for the victory. Fastball misses high again, and it's up to 3-0 once again.
I got catcher. Go talk to him. Combs need to comb him out. Calm him down. So that's 7 consecutive balls he's thrown here.
And the Power still with a comfortable lead, putting up 3 runs in each of the past 2 innings. But you don't want a pitcher to lose his arm like that, as Espedia has thrown it, missed the zone for the last 7 pitches, first of these innings, this inning, as you said. And he misses again. 2 straight walks coming on 4 pitches. He was nowhere close with that fastball. And Casey Dill is coming out to the mound to have a chat with Espedia. Don't see anyone warming up in the Power bullpen, so I believe he does want Espedia to finish this. But definitely in need of a discussion with the manager. As the second baseman Barnes and Casey Combs come in to have a chat with Espedia and their skipper. Danny Fontana will be up. First person that Espedia will face after the chat. We'll see how the time talking with Casey Dill on the mound will help him out. Fontana is up. Jesse Russo is on deck.
I'd imagine that manager's telling me you've already pitched about 2 innings worth. Done pretty well. For these 2 walks, he's only given up 2 walks amongst those 2 innings. He's pitched 2 full innings thus far. I'm sure he wants him to finish it because he's earned his spot.
4 walks in the 2 innings for Espedia. Does have a strikeout though. And now 2 on with nobody out. Another ball number 9 in the inning, over the head of Danny Fontana. It's difficult to do. Fontana comes in at 5'8". The 19-year-old has a hitter's count, 2 on base. Fastball missing inside. Espedia can't seem to find the strike zone. 2-0 the count to Fontana, who grounded out in his only at bat.
Fontana's probably one of the younger guys here, unpolished and just sitting staunch right now. As that's at least, let's see here, let's do some quick math. 11 consecutive pitches for balls.
Espedia trying to find the zone, and he does not again. The fastball misses high. 3 batters have all seen 4 pitches apiece. And that has been 3 walks in this inning, pulling his total from the previous 2. Not a great start to the top of the 7th inning. And now Jesse Russo, the newest New Jersey Jackal, is ready to go. He swings and misses, count 0-1.
Not sure why you're swinging there. If he lays in a strike, let him win. Let him get that battle, but you're going to swing, hit it.
Fastball inside as Espedia seemed to find his stuff again. 12 straight balls, now 2 straight strikes to Jesse Russo. Russo's 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. Also batted in 2 different parts of the order. Now in the 9 hole. As the 0-2 pitch misses, count 1-2. Still no one warming up in the power bullpen. So despite the jam Espedia's got into, he's looking to finish this.
It's a better pitch. It missed, but it was close to the top of the zone, right around the letters. That's where you're going to want to miss it with 2 strikes.
After hitting his spot, the 2-2 pitch right down the right there. And down goes Russo. Didn't even swing at that one. So a big confidence boost. As getting his 2nd strikeout is Jacob Espedia. And now a double play could end the game.
Christopher Baker.
Weird question, but could the Power roll over this inning? Do they got to finish all 3 outs?
I'd imagine they're going to just finish the inning. It wouldn't be fair.
No, it would not.
First pitch of the at-bat to Baker.
Oh, yes,
Takes the hack, went all the way around. Turned his body as well. No hiding that. Didn't even try to. Didn't need an appeal. 0-1 to Baker, who struck out in the 5th. He's got a chance to do some damage with the bases loaded. Breaking ball misses, count even at 1-1.
I doubt this is what Espedia's thinking, but maybe he needed the pressure of the bases loaded to start finding some strikes.
1-1. Outside corner, strike 2. Getting the fastball. Pitch he struggled with earlier in the inning. Has since been able to hit his spot. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes O'Neill swinging for the 2nd time.
So after 3 consecutive walks, he's back-to-back strikeouts, and he's 1 out away from ending this.
Good recovery from Espedia, looking to finish the job against Adrian Sanchez. First pitch misses outside to Sanchez, who walked and was caught stealing in his last at-bat. The 1-0. Bounced over to the first base side, running to cover the bag, but it's getting waved off by Metzler is Espedia, and that will do it. So, 3 walks, start off the inning, and then 3 straight outs. Espedia does a great job to recover, and the Power bounced back from their opening day shutout loss to take down the Lumberjacks 7-0. The winning pitcher is Bryce Foster, who went 4 innings with 3 hits, struck out 4 and walked 1, to allow a single run. Jack Silva takes the loss, going 4 1/3 with 2 unearned runs, with 2 earned runs in total. 3 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Each of the last 2 innings for the Power get the job done before they take a much-deserved break on Sunday. Thank you, everyone, for listening all day long. On behalf of Andres Mendoza and Mitchell Glessner, I'm Josh Sperber. And don't forget, we've got California Winter League Baseball coming all through the month. 2 games tomorrow, the Lumberjacks taking on the Chill at 10 a.m. and the Canada A's taking on the Alberta Grizzlies at 12:30. You can watch and stream these games live through our YouTube channel here. The link is on our website. You can also visit for tickets so we can see you here at Palm Springs Stadium. Once again, thank you all for tuning in, and have a great week.